I'm Charlize and today I'm going to be doing a discussion video. I've never actually done one of these types of videos before. This is an idea that I came up with on my own for once. So basically, you guys know with BookTube, it's basically you're getting recommendations from people and people are like, you guys have to read this book, you have to read this, if you haven't read this, where have you been? And I understand I do this, but I only do it with Patrick Ness, guys. And still, if you have not read these two books, I mean, the Ask and the Answer too, but it's not there. This trilogy, do it! Just do it, that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do in life, and then you can just do nothing. It's all you have to read, I don't care. But seriously, everyone is like, how have you not read this? You guys really need to read this. It's gonna be the next big thing. And I understand, you guys. I understand how it's like, as a reader, you're like, there are so many books I want to read, and I don't know which ones I'm going to enjoy, but I want to make the most of the amount of books that I do get read, because obviously you don't even have enough time in your lifetime to read all the books that you probably want to read. Like, I know me, I have like 600 books on my to-read list on Goodreads, but I've tried to get rid of some, like I've tried to clean it up, but it keeps stuffing up and it doesn't let me delete anything. So, when am I going to get time to read 600 books? Like, this year, I'm pretty sure I'm close to reading 50 books. So, and then that's not even with all the books that'll keep coming out. So, you see the problem? You see the problem. The other factor that comes into it is, do I start a series when it's only the first book out, or do I wait for all the books to come out? Like, I got Darkest Minds here, and I don't want to read it yet because I don't want to get to the second book and then have to wait for the third book and then forget what happens, then have to read it again, and reading it again means that I'm taking away time that I could be reading another new book that someone's told me to read. So there's also rereading books. Do you reread books? Do you just keep reading other books because you're so stressed out and you just want to read everything? Guys, the point of my video is that you need to just not worry about what other people say. Don't worry if you keep reading the same book every year, if you read the entire Harry Potter series once a month, if you read it every year, if you only read it once. It doesn't matter. You read what you want. There shouldn't be such pressure when it comes to reading. I feel like there's a lot of pressure when it comes to reading, especially if you're a slow reader like me. In an hour, this is 60 minutes, I read between 40 pages and 70 pages in an hour. And if 70 pages is a lot to me, okay? That's only if it's one of those books that has chapters every 2 pages and the chapters have like this much space between. That's when I read 70 pages an hour. I'm a really slow reader, and there's a lot of pressure from people, especially if people are reading books and they're telling you what they think about it, and you're like me and you're like going into books without knowing anything. Like, I'm reading More Than This right now by Patrick Ness, and I went into it knowing nothing. I knew the plot summary, which is basically, here's the boy drowning, boy dies. That's all I knew. Boy drowns, boy dies. That's all I knew going into it, and I was so surprised, and I love being surprised like that. I love it. And when people are reading books really fast and you want to read them as well, like going into it not knowing it, Allegiant, that's a good example. I wanted to go into that knowing nothing, but because I'm so slow, I did start it on like the day after it came out, but then it took me like 2 weeks to finish it, and I already knew the ending by the time I finished it, which sucks a lot. I know, and it probably happened to everyone with Allegiant, but it still sucks. Basically, I just think there should not be as much pressure when it comes to reading. Like, you can tell people to read things, but you can't ask them why they read so slow. You can't say you like books more than them just because you read faster than them, therefore you get more done, or you're less busy than them and you get more done. You can't say things like that. There should not be pressure. It's something that you enjoy. I really don't like how there's pressure and all this stress. It's probably just me that gets this stressed out, but I get really stressed out sometimes, and then that puts me into like a sort of a reading slump, whatever, but I haven't been in a reading slump for a while because I'm in this new mindset where I just read what I want. So I'm sorry if I seem angry in this video. I'm not angry, I'm just trying to make you guys feel less stressed about it, because you should not be stressing about it. You should just read what you want. These recommendations that I give you, I'm not trying to force them on you. I'm just giving you options, and I'm basically just telling you things about these books so that you can choose what things you want to read, because I know that you're not sure if you're going to like a book, and if you know something about it, you can be a bit more sure if you're going to like it, because no one wants to read books that they don't like, because then they could have been spending that time reading something that they loved, and that's taking time away from you. That's just how I see it. And me giving you all these recommendations, especially when I rave about books, it maybe places a bit higher on your little scale thing, and I'm not going to recommend books that I didn't enjoy. So that is all for this discussion video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please comment below on your thoughts. Do you agree with me? Do you think that there is a lot of pressure? Do you get stressed out about not having enough time to read the amount of books that you want to read, or the amount of books that people telling you that you have to read? Go pick this up, read this, oh my god, how have you not read this? So comment below and discuss with me. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!